Hello everyone, I'm sorry for the delay, but stuff came up, or more precisely, Spore came up. So I will now answer all your questions, or as many of them as I can fit into 10 minutes. First question, what is your take on Taoism? My take on Taoism is I do not have a take on Taoism, because I do not know much about Taoism. I've never actually met a Taoist, so I wouldn't have anything to base any stands on, so I don't have one. Next one. What is your view on political correctness? 9 times out of 10 or more, political correctness, I'm incapable of pronouncing that word properly, is bullshit. And that's not being politically correct, I know. It's simply a way of insulting people while sounding like you're not trying to insult them. In 9 cases out of 10, in my opinion. Next question. What's your opinion of McCain's running mate, Sarah Palin? I'm personally unhappy after digging up what she supports. So am I. She's a fundamentalist Christian rapture-ready nutjob who, just like George W. Bush, should not have any public office, shouldn't be allowed near the White House, and is generally just unqualified to lead anybody or anything. At most, you could say she might be qualified to lead an anthill, but I'm afraid the ants would mostly be killing themselves and each other. Next question. What's your favorite religious joke? And I'm sad to say I thought about that a lot. But I simply, it doesn't translate well into English. I'm sorry. And I only know one religious joke, actually. And no, it doesn't translate into English. I'm not even going to try. Next question. A new view that has become popular among Christians on YouTube is that there is no point in trying to define God or the existence of God scientifically, and that philosophical reasoning is all that is required as evidence of God's existence. Have ye any opinion on this development? Care to share your thoughts? Yes, I care to share my thoughts. If you decide that anything you believe does not need or should not, or indeed could not, be proven or even reasonably concluded by means of science, then you have deliberately stated that that belief has not got anything to do with reality and cannot be changed by actual evidence. If nothing I say, or nothing you see, or nothing that happens can convince you that you are wrong, then your belief has nothing to do with evidence. It's as simple as that. Next question. Do you believe in ET life? Yes, I do believe that there is such a thing as life in other places in the universe than on this little insignificant rock. Yes, I do. And let's face it, we are really living on a small insignificant rock on the outskirts of a minor galaxy. It's not like there's anything significant about this planet, or anything to make it markedly different from any other planet. I do not, however, believe that that there are extraterrestrials visiting us, for the simple reason that the likelihood of extraterrestrial intelligent life not only developing simultaneously with intelligent life on this planet, but them also achieving interstellar flight, interstellar travel, so that it coincides with our civilization and our current level of technology where we are capable of even imagining such things. No, it's just not realistic. It really isn't. Next question. How many questions are you expecting to answer? Is that including this one? I'm expecting to answer around 70, since there are 76 comments and a few duplicates. And yes, that includes that one. Next question. How did you come up with the nickname CapnOrdinary? It was fairly simple, actually. Sadly, it was fairly simple. I wasn't planning to make videos at the time. I should point that out. I wasn't planning to make videos at the time. I wanted to see a video that was flagged and thus inaccessible without registering. And I think it was a Captain Awesome video. And so I had to choose a name, or at least I was watching CapnOrdinary. Sorry, I was watching Captain Awesome at the time, so I came up with CapnOrdinary because I'm not awesome. Simple as that, really. Next question. Are you going to answer this question with no? I don't think so. I don't think so. Good one, though. Good one. It's impossible to logically answer that question with either yes or no without lying. So, good one. Next one. When and how did you become an atheist, i.e. what was the trigger? There's several parts to this question, really. I think I lost my faith and belief in God long before I realized I had done so. It was a gradual process and came on so gradually that once I realized that I actually was an atheist, I was like, yes, of course there's no God. But I can tell you exactly when that was. I was reading, it's a couple of years ago now, I don't know, maybe 5 years, something like that, at the most. No, it's not that long ago, it's 3 years, I think. 3 years is more like it, that I realized I was an atheist. But it had been coming on for a few years before that. Anyway, what happened was I was reading Douglas Adams' The Salmon of Doubt, which I heartily recommend, by the way. And I was just... There's a piece in there where he talks about gods and artificial gods and how humanity came to invent the concept of God. And I was like, yes, of course, he's absolutely right. And so, yeah, that was when I realized. Next question. Do you think if Islam is too dangerous to contain and send back to its original lands, we will be forced to kill Muslims in self-defense to protect the world from Islamification? If certain groups of Muslims keep carrying on the way they are, and certain opposing groups of Westerners keep carrying on the way they are, then I find that a very likely, although very undesirable outcome, yes, that we will be forced to kill Muslims in self-defense. And vice versa, by the way. I mean, Muslims will be forced to kill us in self-defense. And it'll be a bloodbath on both sides, and nobody wants that, really. It'll be World War III, and we don't want World War III. And for crying out loud, do we really need to repeat the Crusades? It was a mistake the first time, it doesn't make it right to do it again. Oh well. It's just... Anyway, next question. What's your all-time favorite movie? That's actually a hard one. That's a tough one. Because it really depends on what I want from a movie. If I just want action without having to think all the time, then there's a certain kind of movie that I'll watch. If I want to think but not be overwhelmed with visual impressions, then it's another kind of movie. I don't think I can answer that. I don't have an all-time favorite movie, really. Next question from Starmexus. Hi, Starmexus. I promise I'll shout out to you at some point. Anyway, I'll put a link to Starmexus in the video. Explanation of why is in there as well. Shit, I'll make it brief. Starmexus, you might remember Starmexus because he and I had an argument at one point about science in the Quran. Starmexus at that point was a Muslim. I am not sure if you would still call yourself that. I gather not, but I am uncertain if you would still call yourself that. But Starmexus has since, shall we say, come around to my point of view, and I encourage you all to go watch his videos. And he asks, do all Danish speak English as eloquently as you do? And sadly, that's a big no. I think, well, there are several reasons why I speak English as eloquently as I do, or as well as I do. The primary one is probably that I speak it at work and that I read more in English than I do in Danish, because I like to read authors in their original language, and I read a lot of English or American authors. And I watch American and English movies. American and British, I should say. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. And that's all we have time for. We're almost at the 11-minute point. Shit. See you all next time. Peace.